Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let me 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 see. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Let's go. Let's get the people in here first. We'll then go over some things, some key points. Then I'm going to put the um, URL in the chat for y'all. Y'all can call up, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think after 2 days. If you have any insight on who you think is winning after 2 days, you can let us know that. Um, I know there's going to be a lot of people visiting a lot of different platforms because they want to hear, you know, they want to hear something good in their ears that they want to hear. But I'm going to just tell you what I've been told from people who are in the courthouse, in the courtroom, and the people that I got my information from, none of them have a dog in a fight. They're not even black, not one black person um, that I spoke to. Because as much as good as a job as our urban bloggers and YouTubers are doing, all of our urban bloggers and YouTubers, all of the ones that I know, are all either pro Megan or pro Tory. I don't know any of them who are right down the middle or who says I don't like neither one of them, so I really don't care. Um, there's always going to be people. See, people don't like being called biased, so of course they're going to say I'm not biased. So, but every single person is as talented as they are, right? And even if they're in the courthouse, if you have a pick, a favorite in this thing, you're going to hear all the things you want to hear, and then you're not going to hear the things that you don't want to hear. And then certain things might be that you might be seeing, you may interpret as, oh, she's struggling, or oh, he messed up. The defense messed up because that's what you want to get into your head. But like I said many a times, I just want the truth to come out. I could care less what the truth is, who it benefits. At the end of the day, um, if Tory Lanez didn't do it, I don't want him to go to jail. And Megan, either way, she ain't going to be in jail. Yeah, if it turns out that she made this up and this is a lie, I mean, it didn't make up getting shot. But she knew all along that Kelsey shot her, and then she named Tory, trying to put Tory in jail. That's not cool. But if it turns out that, hey, there's just not enough evidence to convince Tory, that don't mean Megan lied. That just means that the whole thing with Kelsey and this, that, and the other, lack of witnesses, and you know that makes it hard to say without a reasonable doubt that he did it. And that's all they really need to do. It's not even about guilty, not guilty, this, that, and the third. It's about, I mean, it's not about innocent. It's about whether they can convince the jury that Kelsey, not even if you notice, the defense is not saying We're trying to convince you that it was Kelsey Harris that fired that gun. They're just saying, we just want you guys to think, and if you can come up with is a possibility that Kelsey fired that gun. If you can come up with that, if you can say, you know what, there's a small possibility that she fired the gun, that's all they really need. So that's the whole thing when it comes to these defense cases. They don't need you. They don't need to convince you that he's innocent. They just need to convince you that I can't put a guy in jail that all of the evidence does not come up. What's up, Ellie? Right. So, well, that's interesting because I didn't get that. She fumbled on the stand, or she contradicted what the prosecution said. See, if you're gonna say that she slightly contradicted what the prosecution said, then I got that report too. But as far as fumbling on the stand, see, fumbling on the stand means uh, uh, um, 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 that's fumbling on the stand. What's up, lady love? I didn't get that from. I spoke to three people that was inside the court, and they said she was pretty confident in her delivery, but it's just that a couple of things were off. A couple of things were off from the prosecution. At the end of the day, she still got the end result. Her end result is still matching, right? Her end result is still matching, but it's a little off from what she may have told the prosecution or from um, her previous statement or what have you. But I didn't get anybody. I spoke to someone from LA Times, what Rolling Stone, and another reporter from that. None of them mentioned it. Fumbling is, I mean, oh, I meant that's fumbling. I didn't get that. If you got that, listen, you. But I didn't get that. Um, I was a little disappointed in what I saw from the defense, and this is where I said from the beginning that Tory, Sean Holly, this is where she excels at. Sean Holly excels in court amongst a jury. That's where she shines at. She's not strong at pre-trial and stuff like that. She's strong in the midst. She was on the dream team, even though she wasn't a lawyer at that time. I think she was paralegal, but she was on the dream team. So she has seen bigger cases than this. She tutored under Johnny Cochran. So this is where I felt as though Sean Holly um would really be missed because she's a no nonsense lawyer. This guy that Tory has now, yeah, he's still good, but he's a little younger and he's kind of with the shits. He's kind of playing to the whole social media thing when Sean Holly didn't really want no part of social media. Sean Holly was saying, I don't really want this playing out in the court of public opinion. I want this playing out in front of jurors. But this guy here, he's kind of younger. Man, he started off with, look at the bombshell he dropped yesterday. His big bombshell yesterday was also Megan and Kelsey slept with Ben Simmons and the baby. That's what everybody left yesterday talking about. Unfortunately, it's very juicy, yes, but it's not going to have anything to do with this case at all. Right. So again, I'm not here to debate with y'all about what fumbling is, what fumbling ain't. Y'all can make, like I said, You can make your own decisions. I'm going by what people in the courtroom said to me, right? So I'm not going by no urban bloggers. I'm not going by no urban YouTubers. I'm going by what was said to me and what they saw when she was on the stand. the the defense, I thought, and she can't come back. That's it. She's off the stand, right? She's off the stand. So I thought that the defense did a very bad job from the report I got. They did a very bad job on cross examination because I thought they were going to rip her to shreds during cross examination, right? I thought they were going to rip her to shreds. So, but the defense, this guy showed, yeah, he's good, but he is no Sean Holly. So, let's see. Let me see something here. I think that um court distractions, weaponized and making sexuality, people saying they're both bad, even though Megan isn't on trial. Yes, and that's the thing. And she mentioned that. What a lot of people have to stop saying, and you can hear it in their presentation. Um, you can hear it in their presentation. Um, Stop saying it's Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion. It's not. Megan isn't on trial. Her sexuality ain't on trial. After said and done, Megan can't get in trouble unless it turned out that she was flat out lying. They knew she was lying. She knew she was lying. And then Tory in turn pressed the charges on it. You're talking another 2, 3 years away. Um, but that's the only way she'll end up getting in trouble is if it comes out, she breaks down and says, "All right, I'm sorry, I admit it. I admit he didn't do it. I just didn't want to get my friend in trouble." If she comes out and says something like that, you know what I'm saying? And who said she had to come back tomorrow? Did she not finish her testimony today? I thought they was crossing her today. She got her direct cross examination, right? She was only on the stand for 45 minutes, her direct. So if she has to come back again tomorrow for cross examination, I sure hope the defense is better prepared because what I would have said, right? What I would have said if I was defense, no, no, no. I don't think she, at least I wasn't told. I wasn't told that by 3 people, and I spoke to Dennis Bynum, 4 people actually I spoke to, but only 3 that I'm getting in court stuff from. Um, if she has to come back tomorrow, then all 3 of them left that information out. So we'll have to see. I know Kelsey has to come. So After day one, right? Like I said, if I was keeping score, if this was a scoreboard and we're keeping score daily. After yesterday, I said the defense is up 1-0 because not the defense dropped a big bomb about the shooting, but they dropped the T, Ben Simmons, the baby, they dropped the T, so they got the bigger chuckle, they got the bigger laugh. People were more interested in what they had to say than the prosecution. Prosecution didn't really say anything different, although we did find out, according to the prosecution, that um, allegedly Tory assaulted Kelsey. Right? Allegedly. Now, I had it 1-0 defense after yesterday. After today and everything that I've heard about what happened today, the defense really didn't do anything today. Right? Because Megan was on the stand and the defense really didn't convince the jury or convince the people that were there that what Megan was saying was a lie. For instance, she said, yes, today, yes, she was. The prosecutor asked her, what's your relationship to Tory Lanez? We were friends. I knew him about a year. At the time, I knew him about a year. Were you intimate? Yes. Right? Now, I thought that the next question after that was a very good sign, a very good tactic by the prosecution. Because after she said, yes, we were intimate, they said, were you exclusive? And she kind of chuckled and said, absolutely not. No, we were not exclusive. And I thought that that was a tactic by the prosecution to basically say, so what if she was sleeping with the baby and Ben Simmons? They weren't exclusive. She has a right to do what she wants. Get that out of your head. That has nothing to do with the shooting. I think the prosecution did a good job of letting the jury know, yeah, I know it was all fun yesterday. I understand. Yes, yes, she did. I'll get to that. Yeah, it was all fun yesterday. We found out some tea, but they weren't exclusive. So what did she do wrong by sleeping with whoever she slept with? That has nothing to do with the shooting. Now, um, I think if they didn't, that's crazy. I think the defense asked her, well, you said in Gayle King that you weren't intimate, right? You said in Gayle King interview that you weren't intimate. And she basically said, you know, to me, that wasn't, I didn't want my, feels on my sex life was on trial or my sex life had to be known to anyone. But she's here today in court. Basically, what she said was, but I'm here today in court under oath, and I'm saying we were intimate. As much as it looks corny or it looks shady that she lied to Gayle King holds no weight. She wasn't under oath on Gayle King, right? She wasn't under oath on Gayle King. So even though she told Gayle King that, and yeah, it looks suspect Because, oh, you're telling Gayle King this thing, and then you come and say you were intimate. Well, she had to come into court today and say they're intimate because the prosecution already said it. So she couldn't say, no, I wasn't intimate, because then the prosecution has already told people in their opening statements. I believe that's why they got out ahead of it first day and said they were intimate. They were in an intimate relationship. You know, the defense, if I was the defense, I would have harped on that. And I would have said, you also said in a live, I think it was a live or somewhere else, that time that you were not intimate with Tory Lanez. Then I would have said, were you trying to convince the court of public opinion that you weren't with Tory? Did you momentarily forget? What made you say you guys weren't intimate? That's what I would have said if I was the defense. But it seems as though like they just moved on. And I think that's a missed opportunity. Um Also, the argument, they said, so did you want to leave the party? What happened at the party? Megan said, I wanted to leave the party. But I did not want to leave the party because of an argument. I wanted to leave the party because I was having some situations with my wig and I was getting annoyed. So I wanted to leave. And he was pissed because I wanted to leave. So that's what the initial fight. Yes, yes, he did say you need to tell your friend the truth after we had already said that we weren't going to say anything to her. He came out and said, well, you need to tell your friend the truth, because he was upset that he had to leave the party. And he says, well, you need to tell your friend the truth about me and you. So she said initially the fight started over some romantic stuff. But she, according to Megan Thee Stallion, that's not what set him off. What sent him off is when she made some sort of statement like, your height and your place in the music business is the same height. You just as small in stature as you are in relevancy, or somewhere around those lines. And she said that is what threw him off. Said even though the argument started over over the romantic thing, that's what started that's what started the argument. But what sent him over the edge was me calling him, you're gonna be short, your career is gonna be short, it's gonna be as short as you. Your music sucks. And he said something to her, you ain't shit. She said, you ain't shit and your music ain't shit. So according to Megan Thee Stallion, that's what threw him over the edge. Now, the reports I got here, and I can't wait till the transcripts come out because I want to see how close to the transcripts this report is. The reports I got is the defense really did not take advantage like they could have. They really did not take advantage. Then she says, I was never kicked out the party. That's not true. So if the defense can land Corbin, because they're not getting Kylie, that's out. Kylie Jenner is not coming. If they can land Corey and he coming in, if he can confirm that she was kicked out, then at least the defense can use that as credibility and say she lied before the case, she lied during the case, she's now lying after the pre-case. She's saying stuff like, you know, she wasn't here when she was. And She wasn't intimate when she was. Your Honor, just no source of credibility. They can use it that way, but I just don't think the judge is going to sign off on a subpoena. I already said she lied. I already said she lied. However, she didn't lie in court, and that's the only thing the jury cares about. Most of those jurors, and that's another thing that I was told also by these three court reporters. I mean, three people covering. A lot of probably half of this jury has probably never even heard of um Megan Thee Stallion, and definitely haven't heard of Tory Lanez. I heard there's three people in their 60s. I don't think they're saying body yada yada. I don't think they're playing body yada yada, and I don't think they're playing Tory Lanez. So that's three people right there that they said in their 60s, and I think two people are in their 50s. Then you have only four men, right? Then you only have four men. Then I think you only have five African Americans. So all this stuff about she slept with the baby, they're like, who? Who's the baby? She slept with a baby? No, 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 the baby. Oh, well, who's that? So that's very important. The age of the jury and the nationality of the jury is very important. The reason why O.J. Simpson got off, there was 9 out of the 12 jurors were black. I believe 9 out of 12 or 8 out of 12 were black. And that's why I believe O.J. Simpson got off. Because if there was white people up there, the majority of that jury was white, OJ's ass would have been fried. Corey doing with those young people. So Ariane, this is what I think. I believe Kylie's not testifying. Corey may testify if the judge feels as though his testimony is relevant to what may have happened and what may have transpired. But they have to feel as though they have to know from the defense. Okay, you're going to bring up Corey Gamble. Why? What do you hope? What's he going to discover? Is he going to say, "Oh, I got the video"? No. If he's not going to say that, what is his reason? What's his testimony for? What are you hoping to accomplish with his testimony? And he's going to have to come up with something better than, well, we just want the tea. We want to find out what happened in Kylie's house. No, he's going to have to come up with a reason of why Kylie or Corey needs to testify. The judge is going to say, what is it that I need to hear? And if he finds a reason enough that he feels as though their testimony will be worth something, then they'll subpoena, right? But other than that, you ain't gonna see Kylie, right? That's why they got him the second time. That's why they got who the second time. Then the dance bitch and shot her. Right. She's the only one who said she heard him say dance bitch. We don't know if Kelsey's going to say that. You have to remember something. Kelsey, if Kelsey gets on the stand, and this is in my notes, this is what the reporter from the LA Times told me, law reporter. If Kelsey gets on the stand and corroborates pretty much Megan's story, if she gets on the stand and says, "Yeah, we got an argument, this, that, and the third," you know, what happened was he got into a petty argument, and so and so is somewhat close to Megan's. Tory's in deep trouble. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, especially if he's not testifying, and I don't think he's testifying. Now, the court reporter told me they don't even know if the bodyguard's testifying. So I said, "Well, damn, if Corey's not if Tory ain't testifying, the bodyguard gonna have to testify. Who's gonna be on the side of the defense?" Jurors, remember, jurors are human beings. Jurors like to see emotional connection. They like to see, you know, that you relate to them, they can relate to you in somewhat, so to speak. They like to see it live in person. But here comes Kelsey to say she can't wait to tell a side of the story. But my the guy I spoke with, I asked him, I said, why do you think Tory, if Tory says he's innocent and he said that from the beginning, why do you think he won't get on the stand? And they told me that one of the reasons they feel as though he won't get on the stand is because his story changed from he tried to insinuate in the beginning that Megan was lying about getting shot. And now, and remember, in the beginning, he also said, that's cap. Kelsey didn't do it. Remember at first when Megan's fans was blaming Kelsey? He said he ran the social media and supported Kelsey and said, that didn't happen. That's not what happened. So if he gets on the stand, he probably is a little bit, I don't know what to do if they bring that up. Well, why did you say before that Kelsey wasn't the one who shot Megan? And you were stating that she didn't, you were insinuating she didn't get shot. But now that the medical examiner came out and said she got shot, and there's really no way to debunk that, if the medical examiner comes there and says what happened, he took bullet fragments out of her feet, and there's some still enlarged in her feet. Are you sure it was a gun wound? Absolutely sure. Where was the gun wound located? He's going to tell them. So it really, to me, this has nothing to do with the court. To me, it really hurt Tory Lanez the moment Megan said, "You shot me. Why are you lying? You shot me." It took 2 weeks for the 2 weeks to a month for them to press charges on him. So that means he had 2 weeks to a month to come on there and say, "Bitch, what are you talking about? I ain't shoot you." And he didn't say anything. So it's not like he didn't have an opportunity to talk. He did have an opportunity to talk. Now, once they brought him up on charges, he couldn't talk anymore. But before that, he had 2 weeks to a month to come out and say, Megan lying. Oh, they're going to bring that up when it comes down to credibility. right? They're going to bring up what comes down to credibility. They probably will save that for if it comes down to if it comes down to they're down to credibility. They'll probably definitely use that right when they're closing or right before they're closing. They're going to say, "Here's a man who lied about a case, an assault case. Said he wasn't there. Then it turns out on camera that he did assault someone. He lied about not having anything to do with the Love and Hip Hop star and assaulting him. Turns out he settles out the case. Fair to say he was lying about that. So the same way how a lot of people are saying, well, if she lied about this, what else did she lie about? They would use that same argument with Tory. They're gonna say, if Tory Lanez got mad at August Alsina because he refused to shake his hand, what makes you think he won't get mad at Megan the Stallion, who said he's not shit and criticize his size, his stature, and his place in the music business? If he will punch a guy because he didn't say anything to him or anything because he refused to shake his hand, what makes you think he wouldn't do something to Megan the Stallion when alcohol was involved and he was mad at what she was saying to him? So that's the way they would bring that up if he ever got on the stand. Now the dance B, I'm sure they're gonna ask Kelsey, did you hear Tory say dance bitch? Now, Kelsey tomorrow, right? Kelsey tomorrow, if she says Tory shot Megan, they're gonna bring up they're gonna bring up that diss track. Right. She texts Megan. That's a very important piece. Now, was Kelsey doing that to cover her tracks? Maybe. Was she thinking that far ahead? Maybe. Maybe Kelsey ain't so dumb after all. But now that Kelsey knows that Tory's defense is maybe Kelsey shot him, she's gonna get up there and save herself. She just had a baby. She just had a baby. She's not trying to have a baby in any uncomfortable situations. She's gonna get up there now that she knows, oh, okay, so they're gonna say that was a possible shooter. They're gonna flip on me. Before that happens, I'll flip on them. So yes, her story has a lot of holes in it, but it would be much worse if she was lying and they said, and they caught her lying under oath. But they did remind her that said, Miss Peach, you know you're under oath, right? And she said, of course. Of course I know. And you're willing to state under oath that you were not mad. It wasn't a lover's quarrel. And she said, I didn't say that. That's when she started getting a little antsy. She said, I didn't say that. I admitted that it was started as a lover's quarrel, but it did not escalate because of that. It escalated because I said, you ain't shit. Your music sucks or something like that. She said, that's when it escalated. Now, again, whether and then also the $1 million thing, that's an issue. If, see, Tory would be able to testify and say, I ain't never offered that girl no money. But if Tory doesn't testify and they have Megan and Kelsey camaraderie on that story that Tory offered them money, who's going to be there to say he didn't? his defense team, they weren't there. They're not eyewitnesses. Corey Gamble, what's he gonna say? I don't know what took place in their house. I was just making sure they were gone. So someone said they think Tory's up 2-0 in a landslide. Landslide means a big, big lead. I totally disagree from the facts that I got. And they totally disagreed as well. They said this day to me, if you're keeping score, I believe the prosecution won today. So we're at 1-1, and Megan's already testified. Yeah, he said she wasn't even in the hospital. So there's a lot of things that he's probably regretting now. That's probably why he don't want to go on the stand. Because they're gonna say, but you said that Kelsey didn't shoot Megan. You also said that Megan was lying, she didn't get shot. But if they did say that to him, you know how I would flip that if I was Tory? I would keep trying to put things back to her credibility. Because if they came to Tory and said, yeah, but you said Kelsey was innocent before, and you said Megan didn't get shot. Is that not correct? Know what I'd say if I was Tory? That is correct. But she also lied and said that she wasn't intimate with me. So I lied about this. She lied about that. But I didn't lie in court. I would throw her words right back at her. I say, yeah, but I didn't lie in court. I sit here today, and I believe Kelsey shot her. So from what I was told, a lot of people believe it's 1-1 if you're keeping score. Now there are some bloggers out there, but as much as I love them, they are not people that I'm going to trust with information and expect me to get um non-biased commentary, right? So I'm sure they have their truths or what have you. Things that they're saying, I'm sure some of them are true, some of them are accurate. But another thing that may or may not come into play. Remember that girl Jaylee? She was one of Megan's friends. Remember the girl Jaylee? And remember she tweeted something to Kelsey like, "Oh, now you quiet, bitch." When you specifically you forgot you came over my house 4 p.m. the next day and told me the whole story and told me that Tory shot Megan over a petty argument. She's like, "What, you done forgot, B?" So in that tweet, what she was saying kind of mirrored what Kelsey said. Tory, you said you lied to me about your injuries because Tory was whooping your ass. So it's going to be interesting to see if that pops back up. I know they was circulating around. I believe the longer it goes, I think it could be used and it could at least come out for evidence or what have you. Tory left the courtroom today with his son on his back. Um, If anybody has any questions, now is the time. What's up, Vulcan? Do I think Tory should take the stand? Well, I think that he can take a page out of Megan's book and take the stand and probably be pretty successful. So if I was him, and especially if I see myself losing this case, I would definitely take the stand, because if he says he's innocent, right? If he says he's innocent, then brother, take the stand and prove your innocence. You can't let this girl sit around and paint you as this, that, and the third. Go get your independence back. So to answer your question, I would wait until after Kelsey's testimony. Who do you think shot Meg? I think, now me personally, and my theory has holes in it due to the fact that there was 5 shots reportedly rang out. So it's kind of hard to accidentally shoot somebody 5 times. But my theory was Megan and Kelsey got into a fight um over Tory, over Kylie, whatever. I believe Tory was getting vibes. He thought he was getting vibes from Kylie that Kylie might be interested in him. But then when Kylie told Megan she had to leave, that kind of like broke any chance he had, because he had to leave because he came with Megan. Um, Remember those reports of Kylie didn't want Tory to leave? That was not discussed in court. They did not say in court. The documents in court said that Kylie asked Megan to leave, and because Tory came with Megan, he left with Megan. Um, so so she's stating that that's another thing she should understand. I didn't get kicked out the party. So that's a false accusation. Yesterday, Ben Simmons came out and said he don't know Kelsey. Kelsey's source said they don't know Ben Simmons. But you see, people still, even today, was still running with that narrative. You see how this what plays a part, how social media plays a big part in everything, right? A lot of people, if they don't even know who Ben Simmons was, they went home and YouTubed him and what have you. But Ben Simmons said false accusations. But then I don't see anybody retracting that. I don't see anybody retracting that. But he said he don't know Kelsey. Now the prosecution might ask her, because now they have to build a motive. They have to build a motive of what would drive Kelsey to shooting at Megan. Yeah, but they've also burning daylighter. They also went on a break for a few years, and I think they were on a break when that happened, because Travis wasn't over there much. And if you remember, after that, Megan had dinner with Travis's private chef, and Kylie ended up, she looked like she was getting pissed online, throwing subliminals at Megan. So if Corey can testify to the fact that Kylie did kick Megan out, they can at least use that for credibility. She obviously lied about not getting kicked out of Kylie Jenner's house, because Corey Gamble came here and stated that he assisted Kylie in kicking her out. So then that will at least start putting doubt in your head of, okay, how reliable is this witness? And if she's lying about this, that, and the third, what makes you think she won't lie about something big? That the jurors can take that, right? The jurors can take that and try to use it as a credibility issue. Because I'm telling you right now, they better hope that Katie, they better hope that Kelsey doesn't say three things. This is what they better hope. They better hope that Kelsey does not get on the stand and corroborate one of three things. They better hope she doesn't say, yeah, I heard him say dance, bitch. That's one. They better hope he doesn't say that he punched her and pulled her by her hair. That's two. And they better hope they do not that she doesn't say, no, we were not struggling for the gun. I was close by him. I was just trying to get him to stop. And then he turned on me. So those are the three things they better hope Kelsey doesn't say tomorrow in court. Because if her statement and Megan, by sending those dog signals and saying, well, what was your relationship with Kelsey? We did everything together. She was my assistant. She was my best friend. And everything changed because of that night. But we did everything together. That to me is sending a dog signal to Kelsey. By Megan saying that, in my opinion, just my opinion, that's sending out a dog whistle to Kelsey like, I'm on your side. Let's get on the same page. And just maybe, which I always believe that they're one day going to be friends again. I don't know how soon or whatever. But I believe if Kelsey goes up on that stand and says, Tory did it, I think they'll be friends again next year. That's just my opinion. Right. That's the thing. See, that's what people see. People want to get into the mess and they want to get into, oh, she snaked Kelsey out of two men. But that's what the defense is going to do. They're going to say, Your Honor, here we have two women, a celebrity and a non-celebrity, and the celebrity has made a living by snaking her assistant best friend for a boyfriend that she may have been attracted to every single time that she found someone. The celebrity, because she could pretty much get anyone she wants, would go behind her back and sleep with her boyfriend. Your Honor, this is a case of a woman who found out that yet again her celebrity friend took another one of her boyfriends, someone she was very much into, and she finally pushed her over the edge. That's going to be the defense's motive. So the motive for shooting her is she had it. She had been humiliated once again. Here's a guy that Tory Lanez that she likes, and now she finds out that yet again her celebrity best friend stole another man of hers and drove her over the top. A fight ensued. Megan Thee Stallion, who was way bigger than Miss Harris, was getting the best of Miss Harris. She knew that Tory's gun was under the seat. She pulled Corey's gun out, not really knowing how to handle it, not really knowing whether it's loaded or not. and she pulled back to shoot Megan Thee Stallion to get Megan Thee Stallion off of her because she couldn't do anything with her. Your Honor, Kelsey Harris shot Tory Lanez, not Mfufu, whatever her name is. I mean, shot a Megan Thee Stallion, not Tory Lanez. So it was definitely a graze. It was definitely a graze. But when you're in a court of law, they don't care. They don't care if it, like I said in my live, they don't care whether he shot it, it ricocheted off the back tire, hit a bottle, bust the bottle in pieces, and the fragments of the bullet went inside the shoe or went inside the foot. They don't care. They don't care if it hit the ground first. You still shot her. She was still shot. They don't care if you shoot it up in the air, it caroms off of Jesus, bounces off of St. Paul the Apostle, and then coming down, it hits Megan in the foot on its way down from heaven. They don't care. You still shot her. So bullet fragments is what was found in her foot, according to medical examiners. This thing going around, people are saying, "Oh, this doctor examined her and said it was glass." That is cap. That was not said in court. That person is not scheduled to testify. That is cap. Don't believe that. I don't know where they got that from, but there's a lot of um anti Megan fans that have this thing that this guy, some examiner, examined Megan and said, "Oh, it was glass." So someone said they heard 5 shots, right? That was from an earwitness or whatever, but they found 4 shell casings. So at least 4 bullets was found. Now, like I said, bullet fragments were found in Huffy. Maybe the first shot is the one that ricocheted, and then if it was Kelsey, if she's an inexperienced shooter, she may have had a hand on the trigger too long. Anything. So that's the whole thing. The case is now. Tory's people said, "All right, the defense. Look, I happened this whole time. That defense is dead because they have a medical examiner coming in to show the surgery, to tell what the surgery was for, to tell that they took bullet fragments removed. I think they said 3 or 4 bullet fragments, and some are still in her foot. Come tomorrow. I think that medical examiner is coming. If he comes and says that, it's going to be an uphill battle because, especially if Kelsey corroborates with Megan's story. And it's been said in court that they have not spoken in over 2 years. So, also, another thing I want to point out, as far as the people saying Tory was apologizing, like he said, Tory said, "I was apologizing because I was smashing best friends." Right? I was smashing best friends. That's what I was apologizing for. Well, if that is true, why would you text Kelsey and say, "I'm sorry for what I did. I was too drunk"? That's why it happened. If you were apologizing for cheating on her, you was too drunk. So that means if you wasn't drunk, you wouldn't have cheated on her because you didn't cheat on her that night. You didn't cheat on her that night. So what were you really apologizing for? I'm sorry, I was too drunk. That was a little strange to me, but I don't know what they'll come up with. Question: What's up, Lena Buns? And apologize to Justin as well. Right, right. Why would he apologize to uh to Megan's security, who he does not like? If Kelsey did it, he would be saying, "Shouldn't you be apologizing to Justin? Why is he apologizing to Justin?" That is what was said before, in previous testimony. But they're gonna ask Kelsey. That's a question for her when she gets on the stand. That's a question for that they're gonna probably definitely ask her. Afterwards, weren't you at the hospital with her? I heard she was there. That's another thing. If Kelsey shot Megan, why would Megan agree to ride in the back seat with her after she shot her? When they pulled them over, Megan and Kelsey were both in the back seat. So if somebody just shot me, I'd be like, I'm not sitting nowhere near that bitch. That bitch is crazy. She might try to finish off the job. Get that bitch away from me. You know what I'm saying? If Kelsey shot Megan, why was Kelsey on video saying, "Megan, you okay? Megan, you okay?" At that I don't think someone that shoots somebody is going to be like, "Megan, you okay?" And Megan not say, "Of course I'm not okay, bitch. You tried to kill me." When Leah and Megan sits one another at the center with Brown around, getting up on the stand is hard. So that's pretty much what she said on the stand. Now, some people saying, "Oh yeah, she was fumbling and bumbling, and she really didn't do good." That's not what I heard. So if she really didn't do good, according to what I heard, they were saying that all three people I spoke to were saying that the jurors really seemed compelled when she said, "And I got shot, and somehow I've become the villain." And she said, wherein people was trying to tell me that I used this to bolster my career. Said, well, why would I pick an artist who wasn't as big as me at the time? How would that bolster my career? If anything, it's bolstered his career. And that is a fact. Because this Tory Lanez, go check Tory Lanez views and stuff like that before this case. Go check his views, his streams before the case. Go check his followers before the case and since the case. So another thing that people are going to feel compelled about is, yeah, how is she got shot? Why are people, victimizing her? Why are people villainizing her and she's the one who got shot? These are all the things the jury is going to be thinking. So it's interesting, but I give yes or today, I give to the defense. I think it's 1-1 going into day 3. I think the defense had a good day. And if Kelsey comes in tomorrow with the hammer and says, Tory, you know you shot Megan. You know you did. You offered me $1 million. You told me don't worry about it. As far as the probation story, they could say maybe he said that to make us feel more sorry for him, make us really feel like, you know what? Oh man, he's on probation. Definitely don't want to, you know what I mean? I definitely don't want to get him in more trouble. He's on probation. That's what they'll probably use. Well, she said that he said I was on probation and he wasn't. Well, maybe he told her that just to make it seem more urgent. You can't tell me I'm on probation. I'm getting in a lot of trouble. So that's what they can say. Right. Well, it doesn't matter what I believe because it doesn't matter what you believe. It's all the point of what you can prove. So it doesn't matter whether I believe it or not. I already said what I thought happened. But it's not going to matter what I believe. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm just giving you what was said. I'm just giving you the interpretation of people who was in the courthouse and what they got from Megan's testimony, and they were watching the jurors. And watching the jurors is important. I'm just somebody giving commentary. It don't matter what I think, right? It don't matter what I think. I'm just giving my opinion. And I'm not even giving my opinion on the case anymore because I did that a long time ago. I said I'm not giving no more opinions on the case. I'm just gonna wait till it's over. I'll give commentary as it's going on. Hey, what's up? What's up, Empress? I'm giving commentary as it goes on, but I don't know what happened. Right, Coco, and that is something that could play against Tory, and I believe that's the reason why he's not taking the stand. However, if Kelsey comes up there tomorrow, and no matter what she says, no matter whether we believe it happened or didn't believe it happened, if she comes up on that stand tomorrow and her story is very, very similar to Megan's, right? And if the witness comes out and the prosecution says, makes it seem to jurors that this dude is not credible enough to take his word for it because number one, he was a certain amount of feet away. Number two, it was dark. And remember, his statement was he saw two men and one woman beating on Megan. Now, I don't know if the defense even wants to take that testimony. So you saw three people beating on Megan? That's never been discussed before. But that was other than this person saying he saw the muzzle flash closer to Kelsey. He also said that there was two men and a woman beating on Megan. So the security guard was beating on Megan too? You see what I'm saying? So I don't know whether his testimony will be good or bad for the defense. Right, not the same. I didn't say her story was the same. They saying that her story was different from the prosecutors. But again, if the defense was not able, and according to what the court reporters told me, they said in their mind. Now that doesn't mean that the jury is thinking the same thing. They're just judging from watching the jury. You don't know what's in somebody's mind. But only thing you can do is watch the jury, watch their body language, watch Megan's body language. You can't tell what's on their mind. But if we say that Megan's story ain't the same, why isn't the defense, why wasn't the defense able to pick up on that and take advantage of that and use that to their advantage? Saying, "Oh, you changed your story again." According to what I would, my notes, they never said that. They didn't say, "Aha, you said before that such and such and such." You know you done fucked up, right? So if she changed her story again, then maybe the defense is not as good as we initially thought. Because if she went up on the stand and changed her story from whenever before, why wasn't the defense, who's supposed to be this great defense attorney, why weren't they able to pick that off? Oh, y'all are talking about the very first story? No, no. King George said that someone in the comments said you said her story was different from when. King George, you said her story is not the same. Her story is not the same from when? From Gail King or from when she initially got picked? We know it's not the same from when she initially got picked up because she already said why she made that lie, and then she pretty much had to fess up once they pulled the bullet out of her feet and told her she didn't have any glass in her feet. She had bullet fragments in her feet. How'd they get there? And then she had to fess up because she was caught in a lie. I feel Tory tried to break up the fight and the best friend got the gun. Okay, so so you think the best friend fired 5 times? If I had the gun, you'd have heard about a murder. Isn't that what she said on her record? Yeah, exactly, Coco. That's what I've always said, right? But the first story, meaning the first story that got out there. Remember when this whole thing happened? Who was the very first person to come online and talk when it first happened? Do y'all remember? When this whole incident first happened and nobody was saying anything, who was the very first person online talking? Kelsey. Kelsey was the first person to speak, and she said, first of all, I want to clear my name. because I hear a lot of people talking. First off, I never shot Megan. I wasn't the one with the gun. She was the very first person before Megan said Tory, before Tory said it wasn't me, Kelsey, because I never thought that Megan had, I didn't even know she had gotten shot. And then when Kelsey said that, I said, wait a minute. People are saying that her best friend shot her? And then I believe later on that day, it was either EJ or her security or her DJ. It said, Tory Lanez, you going down. Right, but if it went off 5 times. Maybe, maybe that is, but no. See, but the eyewitness said he saw 2 men and a woman beating on Megan. So maybe what he saw was Megan fighting Kelsey, and then Kelsey getting the gun, and then the bodyguard and Tory both trying to get the gun from Kelsey or maybe break up the fight. And it could have looked like, from where he's from, that it was 2 men and a woman beating on Meg, because maybe the security guard was trying, or Tory was trying to get in between Megan and Kelsey, and one of them was trying to get the gun from Kelsey, and it looked like from a distance that all 3 men were beating up on Megan. Right, he saw 2 women fighting, but he also said, I saw 2 men and a woman beating on Meg. And they said, well, who shot her? I don't know, but the muzzle flash went off closer to the non-victim female. Now let's not forget, he is watching this from his balcony in the dark. We don't know how far his balcony was from the incident. And if you're in the dark and you're pretty far, it's going to be pretty hard to see who shot what. Leave prosecution. Yeah, she said she didn't do it immediately. See, that's what even messes up my theory, because when I told my theory earlier, some Megan fans came at me and ate my theory alive. They said, "Yeah, that's all fine and dandy if the gun went off, if it went off one time, then that theory might work. But the gun ain't gonna go off 5 times. The gun ain't gonna go off accidentally 4 times. Once you shoot it once, boom, you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna drop it. Like, oh my God, the gun went off. You're gonna drop it. You're not gonna be like, pow, 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 pow. Like, and according to them, it was 3 shots, stop, and then 2 shots. I don't know, man. Well, that's Tory's problem. That's Tory's problem. If you um went along with that, the moment they said he did it, why would he go along with that? if he didn't do it, the moment that Megan said Tory shot me, why wasn't he on Instagram that night? Talk about, bitch, you lying. I ain't shot you. How you gonna lie on me and say I shot you? So that's, if Tory agreed to that, that's his problem. That's his problem. That's stupidity. If you're gonna agree, I'm not. Don't say nothing, Tory, because we're gonna. Okay, Megan. Like, huh? You sitting here talking about how Rock Nation. You know who runs Rock Nation. You know who's on Rock Nation. So you're gonna say, oh, Rock Nation told him not to say nothing first. So you're gonna agree with Rock Nation? Okay, I won't say nothing while Megan sets me up. I won't say anything. The pussy's just that good. The bottom line is Tory Lanez, if Kelsey gets up there and says, yes, he offered me money, Tory Lanez is in a lot of trouble. If she gets up there and says he offered her money, trying to bribe a victim or trying to bribe people to cover up a crime is a crime in itself. So I'm gonna hope, for Tory Lane's sake, that Kelsey doesn't say, "Yep, he tried to bribe me too." She probably, yeah. If she does have proof of that, which she probably won't have proof of because he probably said it, probably didn't text it, right? But if he paid her, if he did give her money, I don't think he'd be that dumb to leave a paper trail. But it might come down to, since nobody really has any proof and we don't have a video of what happened, this case is going to come down to who's more believable: circumstantial evidence, the credibility of the people, who's more believable. That's what it's going to come down to. No, 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 no. The live is something, it's totally different, King Jers. The live took place. The live took place um after he was already charged. He could say something. If he was not formally charged, yes, he could say something. Yes, he could. If he chose not to say nothing, that's on him. That's on him. If he was not formally charged and not given a gag order, yes, he could say something. He could have said something if he wanted to. He had plenty of time. I don't need to go back and look. I saw the live real time. I was looking at the live real time. Rock Nation could not make him not say anything if it was not a court order or a gag order. He did not get that gag order the moment Megan said Tory shot me. He didn't get a gag order until the court order came. So he had time to talk. He had time to talk. You see how Kelsey talked, but then later on she couldn't? But she initially talked. But then when court came, she couldn't talk anymore. When it was a case. But it wasn't a case till, like, what, 3 weeks after? He had 21 full days from the time that it happened, right? From the time that it happened to the time Megan came on live and said, I was shot in both my feet, before she said Tory did it by someone who was trying to do harm to me. She did not say Tory did it at that time. That was 14 days later. But Kelsey, before that, came on live and said, I didn't shoot Megan. Now, if Tory said that Rock Nation told him not to say nothing, that's his problem, bro. Sorry. Who is Rock Nation? Who the fuck is Rock Nation to tell you, nah, don't tell nobody you didn't shoot her? That's his problem. But at that point in time, if he already knew that she was naming him, he should have said, I didn't shoot her. Her homegirl shot her. Absolutely. Absolutely. If he would have said, her homegirl shot her, I didn't shoot her. Damn right it would have. People's minds already changed, Devlin. People's minds already changed. Absolutely. Absolutely. If he would have came on and said, yeah, she got shot, but I didn't shoot her. Why couldn't he say that? Thank you. Thank you. He had time to talk. Why wasn't he on live that night when Megan said, yes, this nigga Tory shot me? Why wasn't he on live saying, bitch, you full of shit. Your homegirl shot you. Or at least say, yeah, you got shot. I didn't shoot you. Instead of making that album and throwing subliminals on the records, how you get shot and ain't hit no bones or tendons. He was on the record trying to insinuate that she was lying about getting shot. Instead of saying, yeah, you got shot, but I didn't shoot you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody, if somebody accuses me, I know it's a big time celebrity. At this point in time, she was red hot, right? And I know I'm a man and she's a woman. And she's talking about the whole protect black women things going on. And she comes on a platform that got millions of followers and says that I intentionally shot her. Because remember, the week before, she said I was shot by someone who intended to cause bodily harm on me. And then you're going to tell me, King Jers, if somebody comes up and says, King Jers shot me, and their manager calls you and say, hey, look, bro, don't say nothing yet. We gonna get this all worked out. You gonna sit there and say, okay, Jay, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'll let her accuse me. I'll let her fans accuse me of shooting her. I'm gonna trust you to work it out. If you would do that, nigga, you just as crazy as Tory Lanez. She said Tory shot me. He should have knew right there. What she said. She said Tory shot me. When she said that, he did not have a gag order. That's what you don't understand. He did not have a gag order. He did not have the gag order until he got charged. He did not get charged that day with shooting Megan. When she said Tory Lanez shot me, he should have went right there that same night and said, "No, I didn't. No, I did not." The same way how Kelsey went and cleared her name immediately, Tory Lanez had the opportunity to do the same thing. But he want to trust Rock Nation? Oh well. Now he sees that you shouldn't have trust Rock Nation. So I'm sorry, not giving him a pass about the he couldn't talk because such and such. He could have talked, had plenty of opportunity to talk, plenty of opportunities. You see how Tory talk, how Kelsey talk right away. That's what you gotta do. Gotta talk right away, bruh. When you come to your freedom, you better speak up. So I say about, oh, I don't want to snitch on nobody. I don't want to tell. Hey, that's your problem, bruh. Because they sure enough was quick to tell on you. You gotta save yourself. If you didn't do it, why are you sitting back there agreeing with Rock Nation? I'm not gonna say nothing because that was what the initial story was. I didn't say nothing because her management called Rock Nation called me and said, "Don't say anything yet. We're gonna square it up. We're gonna work it out." My name coming up in a shooting, and you don't want me to deny that I did it? Fuck you, Jay. Fuck you, Desiree. And anybody in the boat you ran in, the boat you ran in on. Fuck y'all. I'm keeping myself out of trouble. He didn't think Megan was gonna. Oh, well, I'm saying you don't think that Megan was going to. What you thought Megan was going to say? He thought Megan was going to rat out her friend. Thank you, Lady Love. I'm clearing my name. I didn't shoot her. Yes, I agree. She did get shot. She's not lying about that. But I didn't shoot her. That's it. At least that way, we're not saying he's trying to lie and say she didn't get shot. See, because Tory didn't start that how you get shot and then hit on both attendants until he saw people on social media saying that. See, that's Tory's thing. Tory reacts to social media. He does a lot of things to get reaction. It matters to him on social media how he looks. Like a lot of these celebrities. Like a lot of these celebrities. Right. But they're gonna have to the thing is, Devlin, they're gonna have to prove they're gonna have to make the jury believe because she sat on the stand today and said her and Kelsey wasn't fighting. So when Kelsey comes tomorrow and they say, were you and Megan fighting? If Kelsey says no and nobody got no video, right? It's basically gonna be the witness's words, and Tory's not is not gonna testify, right? Tory's not gonna testify. So if they ask Megan, so you and Kelsey wasn't fighting? No. They asked Kelsey, were you and Megan involved in a physical altercation? No. How are they going to prove that? How are they going to say that she's lying? How are they going to prove that they're lying? An eyewitness going to come on there, but they're going to say, yeah, but the two people involved said there was no fight. And then the prosecution is going to say, do you think maybe you saw, since you were so far, you sure you didn't see Mr. Lanez fighting with Miss Harris? You were on your balcony. How far is that Mister whatever his name is. How far is your balcony from where this incident took place? Oh no, about maybe 200 feet, maybe 200 feet. And you do know that objects, your vision, you do know your vision is altered when it's dark. Would you agree with that statement? Yeah, I would agree that you can't see things as well in the dark as you can in the light. So if you're 200 some odd feet away, didn't you initially say it looked like there were two men beating on Megan the Stallion? Yeah, it looked initially like from where I was standing. So from where you were standing, it looked like two men were beating on one woman. But yet and still, nobody has um, corroborated that story. So is it possible that you really didn't? You don't know what you saw. You just saw people over there arguing and fighting. Is it possible that Tory and Miss Harris was fighting? Is that possible? I mean, I guess. Boom. Right. They found it on the ground, but they don't know how it got on the ground. What if Kelsey comes on there and says, it got on the ground because Tory threw me to the ground? What if she says that? You get my point? Because they had Megan on the stand today. They had Megan on the stand today, and they just flat out asked her, "Did you and Miss Harris fight?" No. So now when Kelsey gets on the stand, her statement was Tory grabbed her by her hair and punched her. So if they say, how did your pendant and your acrylic nail get on the floor? I tried to get him off me when he grabbed me and my nail came off. And when he grabbed me, my chain and pendant popped. That's what's going to be interesting about her testimony. That's what's in Devlin. That's what's in the prosecution's that was in their opening. So the only person that could have said that was Kelsey. Megan didn't say it. So somebody had to tell him that. Somebody had to tell the prosecution that. She still got the same old long face before the punch, huh? Uh, everybody was fooled by Kelsey. I'm sorry, Kelsey is not flying. Everybody was like, "Oh, she fine." When she came out with that old whack ass record, and everybody was hating on Megan. Talking about, "Oh, Kelsey finer than Megan." Yeah, okay. Kelsey looked like she wearing the scream mask. So, what's the girl's name in Scream? Sydney. Long face ass. So we're gonna see, man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happened. And again, Jurors, it's going to be all about who they believe. That's what it's going to come down to. Because there's no video evidence. There's no video of what happened. There's only one eyewitness who was up that time of night, and he's giving you information from 200 feet or wherever he was at and in the dark. And he's on top of that, he's up on a balcony. We don't know how high that balcony is. We don't know whether he in an apartment complex. It just says balcony. So tomorrow is going to be very interesting. Kelsey, I don't see her doing as well as Megan. Is she going to stay to her story? Remember, she don't got the best lawyer either because she couldn't afford it. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see if she gets up there and says what? I didn't see what happened. Maybe. What we'll see. We'll see. Again, we're not there until we see the transcripts. We have to see. But again, it's not going to matter whether she changed her story, whether this, that, and the third. You just saw Casey Anthony, right? You just saw Casey Anthony, that one who everybody thought killed her daughter. You know how many times her story changed? And you're talking about murder. Do you know how many times her story changed during that whole trial? Multiple times. Did she get found guilty? Nope. So it's all about who the jury believes. Well, Joanne Horton, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But you see, I know the law, and she was acquitted in a court of law. She was found not guilty. So I can't come on my platform and say, I don't care what they said. She killed that girl. I can get sued for that because that's slander. Because in a court of law, it's not true. She got acquitted. She wasn't found guilty. So in a court of law, she's not a killer. Now I can say, in my opinion, she killed her. That's fine. That's my opinion. But I can't stand on my platform and call her or OJ Simpson a murderer because I can get sued. All right, well, you can say it for me. You go right ahead. I ain't gonna say it. And I'll just hope that none of these people ever see you and then try to bring you on a lawsuit. But I'm not gonna say that. I will definitely say I believe killed her daughter. Simpson played part in the cover up of killing Nicole and Ronald Goldman. But I don't think O.J. Simpson did it himself. But I do believe he helped cover it up. Because my opinion and my theory is his son that was that the one that's mentally challenged, he killed Nicole and Ronald, to me, in my opinion. But that's another topic for another day. It's another topic for another day. Right? But OJ wasn't found guilty. OJ's black. OJ was found not guilty. He had blood on his shoes, blood in his house, blood in his car. This nigga had blood everywhere. Damn. Blood in the limo, blood on your shoes, blood in your car, blood in your house. Like, man, this dude had blood everywhere and still got off. OJ's the GOAT. So, and the whole thing is, Devlin, if she changed her story, why? And you say she changed her story, and other people are saying she changed her story. Well, then you have to ask yourself what kind of lawyers Tory has, because wouldn't they have said, "Now you know you're fucked up, right? Because you told the prosecution such and such and such." If she changed her story again on the stand, why wasn't Tory's lawyer able to take advantage of that? Well, I heard that they used a live today of Megan, and according to the court reporters I spoke to, they said they wouldn't have used the live. They said they don't think it did the prosecution any good. They used the live when she said, "I was shot in my feet." They didn't use the one. I don't think they used the one when they said that N word. Tory shot me. They may have, but the court reporters were saying, I don't know if I would have used that if I was the prosecution, because I mean if I was the defense, because then the prosecution just went behind that and started showing more videos that ended up helping him. So again, I want to get the transcripts because, like I said, people that are taking notes, they can only take notes so fast. They're human beings, so I'm sure when they're taking down notes about one thing, other things are coming past that they're missing. But again, if you really care about the truth, I would buy I would spend the 25 bucks and get the actual transcripts. There is no lying on those transcripts. There is no um verbatim on the transcripts. There is no one blogger saying this because it makes the person that they're rooting for look good on the transcripts. Now, a lot of people go to certain bloggers because they know that person is biased in the favor of the person they want to win. If you don't care about the truth and you just want to hear that blogger spew the narrative the way you want it, then continue to go to them. But if you really care about the truth, if you really care about what happened, I would buy the transcripts. So that way nobody can tell you nothing else. You'll see everything that was said in order, who said it, everything. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did for the Tasha K Cardi B. Even though I trusted Choke and I trusted Dennis, I said I just want to see the transcripts, because even after hearing Choke and Dennis, Tasha K came out and said these bloggers were just telling y'all what y'all wanted to hear. Y'all that was seeing what's going on in the courtroom. You wait till them transcripts come out. So the transcripts came out, and they basically said the exact same thing Choke said. So Tasha K was capping, trying to act like, these bloggers was painting a bad picture of what was going on in the courthouse. Right? So I'll just say, wait on the transcripts. And we're going to see about Kelsey tomorrow. Did you see Megan personally twerking, or did you listen to bloggers? Right. She then said she was walking from the back of the car today. She was walking in the front of the car. Yeah, she said all that. I said all that. However, why didn't the defense say, now you see, before you said you was walking from the front of the car. Now you say you walking from the back of the car. You know you done fucked up, right? You know that. You know you done fucked up. That's all fine and dandy. If she don't get called on it, Devlin, there's nothing that we can do. If she don't get cross-examined on it, that's a missed opportunity. The lawyers, Tory's lawyer, if the rumors are true, like I said, I hear different rumors. Some people say he fired Sean Holly. Some people say Sean Holly dropped out because of conflict of interest. Some people say Sean Holly had another case that she was dealing with, so she couldn't deal with Tory Lanez. So she sent the other guy. Regardless, Sean Holly would have definitely questioned that. So we'll see what happens. Some people saying they heard shit to come back. I didn't hear shit to come back. This is not what I was told. But we're gonna find out. That's all I can say. We're gonna find out. People are gonna have their opinion on it. All I can say is I would get the transcripts. Now, if the transcripts, are available, and y'all are just too cheap to go get the transcript, you're gonna say I'm just gonna keep going on with what I hear. No, you're gonna probably be getting misinformation because the people that you're mostly hearing stuff from have ulterior motives. Mostly every single urban blogger has ulterior motive. They're either rooting for Tory or rooting for Megan. So you can't, and if they're in the courtroom, they're going to give you the pro Tory or pro Megan side. If you go to Tisa Tells, you'd have thought that Tory got locked up. This is how bloggers paint things so it looks like who they want to win is winning. If you go to Tisa Tells, she was acting like they won. The prosecution won. And then she's got so many followers and people sitting there like, oh, you broke it down. You sort of. Now she's telling everybody that Megan, the prosecution won day one. And if you don't get the transcripts and you see she got all these followers, oh, she must know what she's talking about. She got 200,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. It doesn't matter if we don't believe her. It don't matter if uh, people on Twitter don't believe her. It don't matter if people on Instagram don't believe her. The only thing that matters is what those 12 jurors and those two alternates or whatever believe. That's the only thing that matters. And the defense has to get them to just think, just maybe Kelsey did it. Or just maybe within the tussling, the gun went off. But then they're going to say, went off 5 times? So that's going to be the fact. Tomorrow, to me, is the biggest day of the trial. Megan's already testified. To me, tomorrow's the biggest day of the trial. Right? Yes, we're up on the Celtics. Let's go, boy. Came all the way back. 110-105 Lakers, baby. 3. Oh, no. 110-108. Y'all let Marcus Smart and that hair hit a 3. Uh-oh. We're going to win this, boy. Exactly. Another thing is the driver. They talk about the driver may not testify. I'm like, Tory, who are you going to get to testify for your side? You ain't got the driver. You not going to testify. I don't think Kylie's testifying. And Kylie's, like I said, Kylie Jenner, that's just to spice it up and to juice it up. That's just a big name. That's just for we can find out the tea in the mess. Kylie's um whatever Kylie Jenner gets up there and says is going to have no bearing whatsoever. To me, it won't even hurt Tory because these people know the Kardashians, and older people ain't that fond of the Kardashians. So I don't know how these 50-year-old and 60-year-old jurors, I don't know how they feel about Kylie coming up there. They probably be like, that's who's on his side. All those Kardashians are trouble. Aren't their mother the one who was married to the guy who defended O.J. Simpson? Oh yeah, she's trouble. I don't know if putting her up there would be a good idea. Now, sure, it'd be great for us because we get to find out the tea. But I don't know how good it'd be for Tory because her testimony can only cover but so much. It can only cover up until the time she left the party. Now, if you want to get her on there to say, "Oh yeah, she did get kicked out," well, Kylie said you got kicked out of a party, and she said she didn't get kicked out. There's another lie. I mean, you could try to do that. Oh no, you could try to do that. But like I said, that's just for that's just for us. I just want to up there just because I like up. I want to hear the tea. That's all. I want to hear the tea. Jason Tatum 40 points. Jaylen Brown 20. AD 37. LeBron James 31. All right, AD, knock down these 2 free throws, boy. Oh my God, this nigga missed the first one. Come on, bro. Like this is the second you did this before, and you cost us the game. Holy shit. Anyway, just show the X-ray and why the bullet fragment from her foot is missing. So you can't blame people for questioning the story she lied about in the first place. Just show the X-ray. You don't want to show the X-ray because the X-ray is the medical examiner already said. Oh shit, he fucking tied the game, son of a bitch. The thing is, Ready Rock, just like the because I brought that up with the court reporter. Court reporter said, "Uh-oh, 4. Come on, Bron. LeBron for 3." Oh man, nigga bricked it. The court reporter said, "Yeah, the bullet fragments might be missing, but it was already marked down and reported, and they're gonna probably bring the medical examiner in that reported that she had surgery and that they removed." Matter of fact, they said they showed the pictures today, and they said that definitely wasn't glass. Remember the rumor about, oh, she kicked out the back window of the SUV? Never happened. That was cap. She never kicked out the glass of the SUV. She didn't break a glass at Kylie's house and then stepped on the glass. Because if that happened, Kylie would definitely be in court. She didn't break a glass at Kylie's and step on it and cut her foot there. She didn't kick out the back window of the SUV. There was no glass found at the scene. It was just the shell casings. If there was glass found at the scene, trust me, that would have been their story that they went to it. Like, oh, she was never shot. There's been nothing about she kicking out the back window. That was cap. That was people who don't like Megan putting that out there. That's cap. That never happened. That never happened. Because if she broke a glass at Kylie Jenner's house and stepped on it, trust me, Kylie's ass would be in court because that's a big piece. Now that's when it is a big piece because then you could say she never got shot. All the blood came from Kylie's house when she broke that glass. Now that's not hearsay. What happened on the X-ray? The medical examiner was already in court for that earlier. That's not hearsay. Go to the transcripts. Go to the transcripts. Right? You have to go to the transcripts. And then the medical examiner, he's going to be back in court probably, if not tomorrow, the day after. You have to go to the transcripts where he was in the first case in the pretrial. Because AD missed that damn free throw. Oh my God. This nigga here, man. That's the second time him not making a free throw. We had to go to overtime. If he had hit the free throw, we'd oh wow. That they went over. Okay, but so if they were asked that and they went over inconsistencies, why is everyone saying that the defense didn't have a good day? I got my info from three people who was in court: a reporter from the L.A. Times, a reporter from Rolling Stone, and another reporter from the L.A. Times. They were all in court. That's who I got my info from. Three white people. I'm not going to get my info from black people because black people be lying and they be picking sides. That's where I got my info from. So if it's a lie, they're telling it. But what would be their reason for lying? And it was two men and a woman. So if anything, the men you would think would be for Tory Lanez. So it was two men and a woman. So they were in court. They're the ones who gave the information for me. I was on the phone almost 2 hours. They're the ones who gave the information to me. So if it's a lie, they're telling it. But I don't see why they would lie. What do they have to get out of that? And they basically told me I would get the transcripts though. Said this is basically what was said, but if you want word for word, get the transcripts. That's it. If you don't believe what they're saying, pay the $25 or send the $25 to Millie. She'll get you the transcripts. But the other stuff about the medical examiner, I saw that myself because I got the other transcripts. They talked about that in the pretrial. The medical examiner was in the pretrial. So that was in the transcripts first. There was three transcripts for the pretrial. You can go back there just like I did. If you don't believe me for whatever reason, go back there and check it out. The medical examiner said they pulled bullet fragments out of her feet and some are still in her feet. That's what they said. Again, if it's a lie, they telling it. You son of a bitch, Anthony Davis. Piece of shit. Oh, you piece of shit. We should have won this fucking game. Can't hit a goddamn free throw. Oh my God. Jason Tatum, you fucking perm head motherfucker. Wow. Jay-Z. They probably sitting back like, bitch, you know if you lying. Jay-Z probably sitting back like, bitch, you know if you lying, it's curtains for you in your career. I'm just saying. Let's be very clear. If you lying, it's curtains for you in your career. Let's go, man. Anthony Davis for three. Brick. Oh my God. These niggas ain't scored a point in overtime. What are you talking about? And not evidence. What are you talking about? The evidence, whatever evidence they have, was discussed in court. So like I'm saying, Ready Rock, if you don't believe me, go listen to my radio. Because it's obviously what I'm saying to you, you don't like what I'm saying. Like I'm the one designing the court papers. So if you want to hear pro Tory stuff, go to Mob Radio or go to Akademiks. That's all I can tell you, brother. Because if you're not, evidence is discussed in court. They don't have but so much evidence. I was already telling you about evidence. You're telling me about what you want to be evidence. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, Devlin, but they had all this same evidence before we even got to trial. If the judge thought that there was no evidence, so the way y'all are talking, this should have been thrown out a long time ago. When they went to pre-trial, remember Tory asked for this to be thrown out. His lawyer said this should be thrown out. But the prosecution convinced the judge of the stuff that they showed him before. That's why we're in trial right now. So if the judge didn't feel as though there was not enough evidence to convict him, they've had the same evidence for 2 years. Nothing has changed on the evidence. They've had the same statements. They've had the same eyewitness account. Nothing else has changed on the evidence. So those bullet fragments were missing before pretrial. So if the bullet fragments missing was a big deal, why didn't the judge say, no, bullet fragments are missing. There's no way that they'll ever convict them. Let's just throw this out because the bullet fragments are missing. They still said it's going to be a trial. You heard the prosecutor say, we don't need the bullet fragments. We feel as though we have enough evidence, we have enough statements, and we have the victim's testimony. We feel as though we have enough to get a conviction. If it wasn't enough, like I said, it's been the same evidence from the beginning. If it's no evidence, why are we in court? Why are we in court? That's like I said. Well, obviously it was enough. You said you need medical evidence. Ready Rock, I got a news flash for you, brother. What you say don't matter. You need medical evidence. You're not on the jury. If you were on the jury, then you could say, I need medical evidence. But you're not on the jury. So what you need don't matter. Obviously, the judge, whatever the judge saw, was enough for him to say, this is going to trial. Maybe the judge saw the medical evidence. Just because you didn't see it, maybe the judge saw it. Maybe the prosecution has it. Maybe they're going to present that when the medical examiner comes up. You don't know. But it's obviously not cut and dry, a cut and dry case, or else we wouldn't be here right now. They would have said, nah, there's absolutely no way you're going to get a conviction with no bullet fragments, with no evidence, with no, just word of mouth. I'm sure if the medical examiner comes up there and says, I pulled bullet fragments out of her and she had a surgery, I'm sure he's going to have to present proof that she had a surgery. They're not going to let him sit up in court and just say, yeah, she had a surgery. They're going to, of course, they're going to show her her medical records, her papers of her having a surgery. He's not going to be allowed to just come up in court and say, yeah, she had a surgery. No, I don't have no documents. So we don't know what he has presented to the DA. When the DA had the interview, he said, we got a witness statement, we got medical records. That's what the DA said. So now, again, if it's a lie, he told it. The DA said he got medical records. We got medical records. We got text messages. We have a jail phone call. We have a witness statement. So we have to see. We have to see if that evidence comes up. We've only went to 2 days of court. We still got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and possibly a few days after that. I figure by middle of next week, 7 days from today, that's my prediction. The 21st, because they got to close the courts by the 23rd. By the 21st, I believe this will be over, and I think they'll deliberate for maybe 2 days. So the 23rd, I expect a verdict. I mean, 22nd, excuse me. I think it'll be over by the 21st. I think they'll deliberate the 21st, and then they'll have something by the afternoon of the 22nd. So it won't be long now. And if it's not enough evidence, that's what the jurors will say. But you can't make a decision now after 2 days in court. We still have to hear Kelsey. We still have to hear another officer. We still have to hear the medical examiner or the surgeon, whoever they're going to have up there. And we have to see who the defense is going to call. Will the defense call the bodyguard? Maybe. I really don't think they're going to even waste their time calling Kylie or Corey Gamble. I hope they do, just for the BS. But to me, it's not really going to help his case or hurt it either way. I don't think it'll help or hurt his case to heal Kylie. It'll just help our views. It'll just help our curiosity. But it's not going to help anybody's case or hurt it, no matter what Kylie says or no matter what Corey says. Even if they get up there and say, no, Megan wasn't, there was no fight. I didn't hear her fighting. That's not going to help Megan. It's not going to hurt her. It's not going to help Tory. It's not going to hurt him. Like I said, I don't care about whether it helps or hurts the case. I just want to hear because I'm nosy. fucking son of a bitch. Lost this fucking game. Lost this fucking game. Up 5 under a fucking minute, and you niggas lost the game. Piece of shit, man. Right, that's well, the defense is gonna call him. I don't know, Flyboy. It blows my mind. I don't know. I can't begin to tell you. I can't begin to tell you. It's it's very alarming. Very alarming. Was Kelsey booked that night? That's what they say. Um, I believe I read in the transcripts that Kelsey did go down. They did take them down. Say now whether they was booked, I'd have to go back to the transcripts to see what was said in court. But I know she definitely went down for questioning. But if she was booked, she would have some sort of court appearance, right? She'd have some sort of court appearance. She didn't have a court appearance. So I think maybe because of the situation, they probably was another one probably talking. I believe down that night, I believe nobody talked. The only person who went to jail, I think, was Tory initially for the gun. You know, Coco, if you know, you know. That's not so. Aris, if they say they kicked her out because she was drunk, how is that going to um determine that she lied about Tory shooting her? Just let's just say Kylie comes up on the stand, right? Let's say Kylie comes up on the stand and says, "I kicked her out because she was drunk." Then after that, Kylie don't know what happened. Kylie's house is 24 minutes away from where they got pulled over. So if Kylie comes on the stand and says, "Oh, I kicked her out because she was drunk," but she's already said she was drunk, how is that going to matter about whether Tory shot her or not because Kylie kicked her out? No, it doesn't matter because she already said she was so belligerent and whatever. It's still the same thing. They already know she was intoxicated, so it doesn't matter if she comes and said she was belligerent. Right? She was intoxicated. So if she says, if she comes out and says the drunk, or she was belligerent, I'm not. We don't even know whether she would even use. But she said, "Oh, I kicked because of the way she was." How was she acting? Oh, she's had an attitude. She was getting loud. Plus, it was getting late. You know, I had to turn my music off. The police department. Remember, the police department came by, so I felt it's time for her to go before you know some sort of argument occurred between us. I got her out there before me and her got into an argument. And woo, woo, woo. After that testimony, if she's belligerent, that's still not going to prove that, that Tory didn't shoot her. Like I said, not going to be relevant to the incident. I'm sure they've thought about all that. They are way more inclined about this case than us. They know everything about this case, way more than we do. We're just observing. The judge and the people inside the courtroom, they know way more about this case. And if he felt as though Kylie Jenner's testimony was going to move the needle one way or the other, he would sign off on the subpoena. So far, he hasn't. He's got a couple of days. Maybe he will. They're not just going to subpoena somebody because they got tea. They're going to subpoena them if what she says can make a difference. And unless she says Megan pulled the gun out at my house, or unless she says Kelsey pulled a gun out and threatened her in my house, now that's something totally different. I seen Kelsey with the gun when she was at my house. If she's going to say something like that, but if she's just going to say, yeah, she was too drunk and, she was getting an attitude, she was starting to get belligerent, so I had to toss her out. They're going to say, okay. They're not going to be like, aha, see? They're not going to say that because that doesn't prove anything. We've already established. She said, would you say you were intoxicated? She said, yes. The defense said Tory had 5 shots. Megan drank 142. So she was just as drunk. Hell, Kylie was drunk. Maybe that's another reason she's not saying nothing. You see Kylie slurring her words? We're live. We're going live. We're going live. Guys, we're going live. We're going live right now. We're going live. Like, you going live. You ain't never went live before? Kylie's ass was drunk too. How do you know they don't know what x-rays are? Did they say that? That's the thing. Ready Rock, did you see them say that in court? I didn't read that in the transcripts. I didn't read that they say they don't know what the x-rays are. I read that the bullet fragments were lost from the hospital. But I did never read that they lost the x-rays and the bullet fragments. Did you read that somewhere? If you did, hook me up with the link. You said, but they don't know where the x-rays are. Did they say that? I never read that. And in the transcripts that I read, I didn't read that either. This is the first time I've heard it from you. No. You said they don't know where the x-rays are. And I said, the medical examiner has not come in yet. So how do you know when he comes in? They're not going to be presenting x-rays without the medical examiner. So how do you know when the medical examiner comes in whether he's going to have them or not? All right, you know what? Where's my moderator? It's time to get you up out of here. Let me send you. Let me send you. Go on over to Mob Radio or go on over to DJ Akademiks. All right, and get your dumb ass up out of here because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. See, now you're gonna piss me off. Oh, they said they don't know where the X-rays are. How the fuck do you know? You tell me where they are, then, dumbass. Gave him my opportunity. Oh, they don't know what X-rays are. How the fuck do you know they don't know what X-rays are? Did they say that? I have never read that they don't know what X-rays are. Like I said, just say you want this to go Tory's way, because clearly that's what you want. Just say you want it to go Tory's way, and we could just get past all of this. You're sitting here acting like, oh, I'm making up what happened in court. Oh, this is all hearsay, transcripts. What? How is transcripts hearsay? Transcripts is what happened in court. This is all hearsay. Transcripts is hearsay. Now you're ready blocked. Instead of ready rock, you're ready blocked. Won't go get the transcripts. Want to sit on here and talk, but won't go pay for the transcripts. Go pay for the transcripts. Unfreakable, believable, Anthony Davis. So on April 25th, right? At least one Saturday now. So nine. So the report notes that she was alert, oriented. Here's the report notes. Breathing comfortably. What's up? Throughout the report. So authority. On the point. What's up? Foot shows staying serious injury. What's up? The department noted Meg was asked repeatedly about the injuries. She said she never heard a gunshot. So and so. However, the report states that initial X-rays. Now this is from what is this? New York Times. The emergency department, right? Department noted that Megan was repeatedly asked about her injuries, but she stated that she never heard a gunshot and initially did not even know that there were bullets present. However, the report states that initial X-rays appeared to show bullet fragments in both of her feet. Initial X-rays. So why is this idiot talking about they can't find the X-rays? They never said they can't find the X-rays. This photo, including a medical report exclusive obtained by Page Six, shows a close-up of Megan's injuries on the back of her foot. The scientist told the doctors the full version of the night events as they discussed prospect of surgery. So once they told her, no, you're lying. There is no glass in your foot. You're lying. What the hell happened? The moment she told that they told her that, she knew that she was busted, so she had to come clean. And then she told the doctor, um, what fully because doctor had to have surgery. As the results of the surgery, three fragments were saved, packaged according to standard protocol, and passed off to appropriate authorities The medical records reveal. So the bullet fragments, if they were passed off to appropriate authorities, the medical record reveals, those appropriate authorities, whoever they may be, lost the bullet fragments. The report also states that there were tiny fragments of retained missile that were deemed too small to attempt retrieval, meaning parts of the bullet remain in her feet to this day. Now, that was from the medical report. And I am sure that the doctor is going to say that once they have him in court. Exactly. He's going off of a blogger who doesn't like Megan. And you see, that's the difference between me and them. I don't do that. That's the specific reason why I don't get information and repeat it that I hear from. And I love Dennis Byron. I love Mr. B, but I don't repeat his information. Academics is very entertaining, but we know he's pro Megan. I mean pro Tory. I love Milagro. I love Milagro, but we know she's pro Tory. And Mr. B, even though he's known as unbiased, in the beginning, I started to sense that he was kind of rooting for Tory. So even though I watch him, I'm gonna wait till I see the transcripts to go repeating his word. So that's the reason why I found 3 people who I don't even know that was at the courthouse. I'll get information from them because the white people, they don't have no agenda because those urban blogs don't have no hidden agenda, right? Right, and that's what she said, and they that's what the court reporter said. They said very telling when she said, "I'm the one who got shot." She mentioned Drake in court. She mentioned Drake. She said, and then people, industry people like Drake and others, are trying to insinuate that I didn't get shot, and those people are very influential, and they have my culture. People saying that I didn't get. They don't believe I was shot. And I have somehow become the villain, and he's become the victim. And they said, the people in court said, these white people ain't never heard nothing like this. They probably like, oh my God. Now, why would they? She's the one who got shot. Watch. This is not as simple as people think. This is not as simple as people think. So we got day 3 coming up tomorrow. Anybody want to go and listen to anybody? You got Mob Radio who was there. You got DJ Akademiks. Well, he wasn't there, but he's getting his info from people who were there. But he's getting his info from people who are pro Tory. What I'm saying? He's not going to go to someone like Nancy Dillon or somebody who's I don't even know if Nancy Dillon was there, but somebody who's there who's non-biased. DJ Academics isn't going to get that information from them. He's not going to bring them on the show because he knows they may say, "Oh, it was a great day for the defense." He doesn't want to hear that. He wants to hear people say, "Oh, another bad day for the prosecution." So exactly, Coco. Like they always do. They hype everyone up. They hyped up Beyonce. Then when Beyonce got to the top, they start tearing Beyonce down. They hyped up Nicki Minaj. When Nicki Minaj got to the top, they tore her down. They hyped up Cardi B. She's not even black, but they hyped up Cardi B. Now they want to tear Cardi B down. That they do it with everyone. They do it with everyone. That's our culture. Hyped up 50 Cent to take out Ja Rule. We didn't like Ja Rule no more. When Ja Rule got to the top, we didn't like Ja Rule no more. So we started taking him down with 50 Cent. Now 50 Cent can't even sell a record. After we ran Ja Rule out of hip hop because 50 Cent told us we shouldn't like Ja Rule no more because he's saying like the Cookie Monster. After Ja Rule was holding down hip hop for 3 years straight, and 50 said he's saying like the Cookie Monster. We started laughing and said, "Yeah, Ja Rule do sound like the Cookie Monster." I ain't fucking with Ja Rule no more. Now look at 50 Cent. He got to do power because other than power, he would be irrelevant in the culture. He has to be power. If he didn't have power, he would be known for being the former rapper turned Instagram troll, and that's what he'd been known for. It's like Lil Duval. They say Lil Duval the comedian, but Lil Duval's not known for being a comedian. Lil Duval is known. He gets his notoriety from being an Instagram troll, not from being a comedian. Same thing happened with Kanye West. You don't see Kanye getting none of this hype because, oh man, you heard that Kanye album? Oh man, you heard that new Kanye record? You listen, Kanye West is a producer and a rapper. But when's the last time he made worldwide coverage because of something he put out that was so dope? He's not even known for his music no more. He's known for his controversy and for saying something stupid. Let's see what Kanye gonna say today. He's not even known for his music anymore. The great Kanye West, 23 Grammys, one of the greatest producers of all time. Some people say he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. And but hold up, but they didn't really they didn't really tear Britney Spears down. Um, their father, look how long and look how long their careers are. Look how long their careers are compared to black artists' careers. You're gonna get some paparazzi to tear Britney Spears down, but you're gonna compare that to our culture. It's not even a comparison. Look how long Taylor Swift been going, and they still ain't tearing her down yet. Over a decade, 11, 12 years strong. How come ain't nobody tore her down? Most of the white artists, you get a couple. You get a couple here and there. They tried to tear Britney Spears down because of everything she was doing, right? Because of how she was acting. But if Britney Spears would have just kept making music, would have never got into those that stuff would have never happened. She'd never had her breakdown and stuff like that. If she just would have just kept making music, like how Taylor Swift is doing, and drinking her water and minding her business, they don't tear down their artists. Black people say, I'm tired of them winning, so it's time to tear them down. We'll tear down artists because we're just tired of them winning. I'm tired of them winning. That's what I heard a lot of people say about Nicki. Tired of Nicki Minaj. Even before the Yo Miley was good. Yo Miley was good wasn't even for nobody black. So before that, tired of somebody let somebody else win. It's not even close. Not in comparison. And that's the reason why we. That's the reason why all of our greats aren't financially secure, but most of theirs are. That's why most of our greats can't sell out can't sell out concerts anymore. And you talk about great artists. You talk about legendary artists like Mary J. Blige, right? Artists like Mary J. Blige, who is a legendary black artist. But if Mary does a concert now, they got to either put her in a small venue or put her with a bunch of people. But then you got people like Rick Astley. Rick Astley. I did this before. I did this comparison before. Rick Astley, who had what, two hits in his career in the 80s. Two hits in the 80s. He's in his 50s now. My boy drives drives tour buses for celebrities. He said, I was driving Rick Astley around, right? He said he had a couple, he was like, you know what Rick Astley is? I was like, yeah, together forever and never to come. He said, yeah. And he got one other hit. My heart starts breaking and then you see forsaking a plan. He's like, yeah, yeah, him. He said, yo, I did a concert with him 3 nights. It was 10,000 people venue, 3 nights. Yo, he sold them shits out. He said, then I took him to over in Orlando, 15,000 capacity. It's like this nigga sold that spot out with pretty much with two hits his whole life. We can't do that. Our people like Shantae Moore, Ashanti, freaking Karen White. Now take our people that have one hit wonders. Take our people who have one or two hits. Karen White, I'm not your superwoman. Big hit in the 90s. You take them out, place be empty. Place be empty. You look up their net worth, they may be working another job. They're singers, they might be working another job. Karen White net worth, right? Karen White is an American singer, songwriter who has a net worth of $4 million, right? It's Karen White out in the early 90s. Rick Astley net worth. Now, Rick Astley was out in the 80s. Karen White was out in the 90s. Rick Astley had about two hits. Karen White had about two or three hits. Right? Rick Astley's net worth. Rick Astley net worth. $16 million. $16 million. Came out in the 80s. Karen White came out in the 90s. Worth $4 million. You want to say, okay, well, that's just one person. All right. Let's do this. Who else had big hits? You know how many hits Ashanti got? Ashanti got hits on top of hits. Ashanti net worth. You know how many records Ashanti sold and how many hits Ashanti's had? Ashanti net worth $5 million. Five, right? Now let's take a white artist, right? It says Ashanti net worth is $5 million. So let's do who was a white artist that had just as much hits as Ashanti. Let's see. Um, what white artists can we compare? I'll do Maya. Ashanti was the R&B, the princess of R&B hip hop. $5 million. All that work she put in, all the hits she had. Um, let's see. Tiffany. Well, I'll take Tiffany. Right? Hold on. She's still alive. Let me make sure she's still living. Hold on. Tiffany only had one hit. What white person is comparable to Ashanti? Maybe Cyndi Lauper. Um, Tiffany net worth. Tiffany. Okay, so we got Ashanti. We know how good Ashanti is. Ashanti's 42 years old now, and she had hits on top of hits. Tiffany had maybe two hits. She had her Tiffany hit was Out of the Blue, and she may have one other hit. Net worth $4 million. She may have had two hits. Her last album that she put out, music career, right? She put out an album in 1993, 2000, which was 7 years later, 2005, 2007, 2000. She's still putting out albums. 2016, 18, 22. $4 million her net worth. Only a million under Ashanti. And she's nowhere near the artist Ashanti is. Now you would figure after all that Ashanti just went through, all the stuff we heard people, oh, um, Irv did Ashanti dirty. Oh, fuck Irv. He shouldn't be doing that to Ashanti. I say bubbling under. Yeah. Black people think standing for somebody and supporting someone is going on social media, going in the comment section and defending them. That's what we call support. I'm going to go in the comment section and curse Irv Gotti out. That's not support. I support Ashanti. Irv Gotti, old ass, still talking about something 20 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. Ashanti put a record out. Nobody even bothers. Right, Natasha Bedingfield. There's a person. I don't even think she had that many hits. And then you got people like, who's the girl? Now guess I'm torn. I'm allowed to sing. This is how I feel. Told and I am shame. Natalie Imbruglia. That's her name. Natalie Imbruglia. She had one hit, Torn, worth $16 million. Natalie Imbruglia. One hit. One hit. Crazy, man. Maya, I would say Maya ain't over 5 million. I guarantee you. I bet you Maya ain't even worth 5 million. 4 million. Her net worth $4 million. Oh man. Maya, you talk about Lady Marmalade. You talk about the fear of flying. You talk about my love is like whoa. You talk about best of me. I mean Maya. Maya's an R&B legend. $4 million. Wow. And that's just networks, and you know that's not how much money they got. So you know they got less than that. That's for maybe that if you melt down all your assets, businesses, all this other stuff, that's how much money she'd have. $4 million. Companies, sad, sad. Hey, it's me. What up? See, hold on. So Cassie, hold on. What's Cassie's net worth? So here it is. This is how she obtained her net worth from modeling contract. A couple of movies she was in. Um, she don't have a record deal anymore. Any branding deals she may have had. I don't think she owns her publishing. Um, so that's decent. How this girl is worth more than Maya and worth more than Ashanti boggles my mind. They said that Cassie's estimated earnings, right? You see her estimated earnings. Cassie's revenue in 2021. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you, I can honestly say if this is accurate, I made more money than Cassie the last 2 years. Shit is no joke, man. That shit is nuts. So they're saying Christina Aguilera got money. I'll do her in a minute. Um, they're saying that Cassie's revenue in 2021 was $44,000. I made 3 times that amount in 2021. But again, most of her net worth is coming from what she had prior to the split with Diddy, right? That's just crazy. And now she don't got a record deal, right? Before that, she had a record deal. She had a record contract. Jesus Christ. Uh no, Chrissy Aguilera got money. Like she done made it to the point now where she got more money than Britney, and that should not happen. That should not be. She should not have more money than Britney Spears. But because of the way they handle Britney Spears' money, I mean, Christina Aguilera makes $15 million a year. So right now, her net worth is $160 million. And Britney Spears, because of all the money issues and because of how dirty the parents did them, she's made $1 billion in her career revenue. Her net worth is 70 million. Christina Aguilera, if you don't think that conservative shit had anything to do with that, you're nuts. There was a time where Britney Spears was worth almost $300 million. She is worth 70 million, and Christina Aguilera is worth $160 million. Exactly. Unreal. Britney should definitely be up there. She's up there with J Lo, man. Like J Lo is up there with Mariah Carey, and this is the reason why J Lo just continues to laugh at people. Oh, J Lo is trash. J Lo can't act. J Lo can't sing. J Lo can't dance. J Lo blah 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 blah. $400 million. That no talented $40 million per year is what she makes. $40 million a year. She is worth $400 million. Wow. She's worth more than Mariah Carey. Tommy Mottola is laughing his ass off. You know Mariah can't stand to see that. Mariah Carey's net worth is $340 million as of 2022, right? As of 2022. 340 million and J Lo's worth 400 million. Wow. J Lo done came, passed up Mariah Carey. Jessica Simpson, because she got out of singing and then branded herself. And then what she did that was so smart is she was one of the first singers that started branding deals with department stores. So she's still worth $200 million, even though she has not made music in a long time. But she started branding her betting, stuff for betting. I mean, she did a little bit of acting. 200 million. That's real decent. Uh, real decent. Outside of music, Jessica is an extremely successful entrepreneur. She has launched a line of beauty products, enhanced lingerie, shoes, and boots that are sold primarily on the Home Shopping Network. See, she was smart. One of Simpson's earliest ventures was Jessica Simpson Desserts by Jessica Simpson edible cosmetic line. She partnered in with Randy Shidner, following 2005 by her dessert treats edible cosmetics line targeted a younger audience. Both lines were canceled following a series of lawsuits. Mm. Ben and J Lo are not combined $1 billion because I don't think Ben is worth as much as J Lo, but they're close. They're close to $1 billion. They're close to $1 billion, but Ben, I think J Lo's worth more. No, they're not even close to $1 billion. Ben is only worth 150 million. He better do what the fuck J Lo say. um, what I want to know is they mention Rihanna, Kanye, Jay Z, recently Diddy, right? They mentioned Kim. At one point, they mentioned Kylie, but then they took it away. Could somebody tell me? Shakira got a lot of money. Can somebody tell me why Beyonce is not um down as a millionaire? Because it says here that as of December 2022, Beyonce's net worth is $500 million, right? So it says here Clive Davis Davis stole it. So it says here that Beyonce is worth $500 million, right? Her net worth. However, what's her here's Beyonce's net worth updated. 500 million, right? But here's my question. Here's my question. What's Beyonce's company? Parkwood, right? What's her company? Parkwood? Private. So okay, so now in 2018, right? Parkwood Entertainment obtained full ownership of the Ivy Park brand, right? Now, what is the net worth of Ivy Park? She also launched her activewear, Ivy Park, in collaboration with Adidas as of 2022. Um, hold on. Ivy Park net worth is 766 million. She owns all of Ivy Park now. Ivy Park is worth 766 million. Beyonce is worth 500 million. She is a billionaire. She's a billionaire because she obtained all the rights to Ivy Park. I don't go by Forbes. I never go by Forbes. Um, Cardi B's not worth $80 million. I never go by Forbes. I go. I got a secret website I go to. Can't let y'all know what it is. It's a private website. My sources say 41 million. That's my source. She's not worth 80. My source has it down to the T. So, mm, yeah, so that is if Ivy Park is worth 100 is worth 766 million and Beyonce is worth 500 million, well there you go. Beyonce's a billionaire. Word. Right. See, but the reason why Cardi B's worth $41 million is because the first thing is Atlantic redid her contract. So that's why people have to realize, yes, I don't know what, I know a lot of people saying, she's not in a 360 anymore. Here's the link to show she's not. Okay, let's say she isn't. The funds from that, from not being one, had not kicked in yet, because if she's not in one, she just recently got out of it. But she got how much from Reebok? Yeah, Reebok. mm, okay. So in 2018, this is why she's worth 41 million. In 2018, Cardi B signed a big deal with Reebok, right? Hold on. Reebok. Shoot, I watch it. Sometimes this web be shutting down my shit. All right, so she got 10 million in 2018 from Reebok, right? And let's see, whip shots. She get remember, she also gets a percentage of the revenue from whip shots, right? So the whip shots is she got to deal with the distributor, and then hold on, and then she sold 1 million cans of whip shots when she first did it, right? Boom, available in favors, such and such and such. She sold 1 million cans of those. Now, let's say it's her first deal with whip shots, and she probably makes, other than the deal, no, even other than the money she got from being the face of it, she probably gets like 10%, right? 10% off of the sales, every sale that she gets on whip shots. So they paid her upfront for it, and then she probably gets 10%. So if she sold 1 million cans in 2022, figure out whatever 10% of that is. And then, 'cause I ain't got time. So yeah, these outside brand deals be for people, man. A lot of people feel as though they ain't gotta make music no more. I'll just do a brand deal. You know? It's crazy, but that's what they doing out here. The Playboy deal, she probably makes less from them only because it was what they call a reestablishment deal. So she probably doesn't make as much from them. How much is hold on. I have to go to my got to go to my sneak website. Sometimes I got to watch out. It shuts my computer down sometimes. Gotta be careful. Gotta go in here incognito. Boom, boom. So Cardi B's deal with Playboy to become the ambassador. So, all right. Personally, she got paid to become the ambassador of Playboy. She got paid a $2 million acquisition deal. Then she gets paid off of the amount of people coming to the platform when she goes live. Um, once she got on Playboy, how many people I see her doing much on Playboy, but and then they're gonna give her a piece of every you know acquisition that she gets. I don't really see her doing much on a Playboy anymore, right? Um, then let's see. She's got the Facebook deal, right? And then of course, whatever she makes off streams every week. So yeah, somebody said Sade. Hold on. It should make your computer run slow, man. No, see, Sade is pretty. Sade's good shape. Sade's in good shape. 70 million. She's in good shape. As of they give me real time, up to date. It's not nothing they say here as of 12/13/2022. That was just yesterday. This is totally, completely up to date. As of December 13th, 2022, Sade's net worth is $70 million. She good. She good. Fashion Nova makes a little coins too. Yep. She's had to deal with Fashion Nova. And I think she still got the Pepsi deal. Lizzo's doing very well. 360, you get no points on your album, but you get the it depends on whether, and that's not completely true. Um 360 deals does not mean you don't get points on your album. It depends on what type of 360 deal you have. But you do have to give up your not give up, but you do have to split your percentages and your royalties. However, if you get that when you're younger, you get back if you have to give up your publishing or publishing, you get your publishing back in 35 years, right? So in 35 years, like you give your publishing up for the first 35 years, but let's just say Cardi B gave up her publishing when she was 24 years old, right? Let's just say it was 24. She'll get her publishing back at when she's 59. But then it'll be all hers. Right? That's what's gonna happen to Nas. Nas, this whole entire time, he didn't have his publishing. He didn't have his own publishing. But in 7 to 10 years, when Nas will be what, 59, Nas will get all his publishing back. And it'll be all his until the day he died. And then he can give it to his children. He can sign the publishing over to his kids if he want. And then that's how his kids will eat, you know. No, Meek ain't broke. Of course I'm going to see Janet. Of course. That's my baby. Of course. Long as I'm able to still walk. Oh, rest in peace to Granddaddy IU too, man. It's unfortunate. I got the call earlier today. If anybody don't know, go check out Granddaddy IU. Um, we get up off here. I'm gonna leave y'all with a Granddaddy IU joint. Hip hop legend, Hempstead legend. We was in Miss Nesbitt's class together, science class. I used a trip used to say, "Yeah, yeah, Miss Nesbitt, yeah, Miss Nesbitt, you got a fat ass." He said, "Yeah, Miss Nesbitt, you got a fat ass." That nigga crazy. Oh boy, so Choke looks like he in the lawsuit with Charlemagne. Anyway, shout out, rest in peace, Taylor Swift. She's close to 400 million now. Let me get her accurate number. Her accurate number. What's gonna be as of yesterday? Bear with me. Taylor Swift net worth as of December 13th, 2022. Hold up, guys. Accurate. 440 million. That's accurate. 440 million. Right now, she's making $36 million a year. She's making $3 million a month. Ah, go ahead, T Swizzle. Lauren Hill. Ay, ay, ay. Lauren Hill. In other news, oh man, don't make me look up Lauren Hill, please. Oh, Lauren go down every year. No, she's the same amount as last year. $9 million. She was worth 25 million back in 1999. She was worth 25 million in 1999. She's now worth 9. 22 years later, she's worth 9 million. Oh, buddy. What do they do with all that money? It's only so many houses and cars to buy. Yeah, they some of them invest it, but a lot of them spend it on BS. You know, but most of them invest it. That's the reason why you see them not working a job. That's the reason why you see them around, walking around, uh, 20 years later, they still got money. Because if you live a moderate lifestyle, right? If you cut down your way of living like Madonna did, as much money as she had, Madonna is just now spending most of her money now when she's in her damn 60s. But before that, for a very long time, Madonna had one house. Um, she had one house, couple of cars that she barely drove. Most of the time, she was in limos or getting chauffeured around. Madonna probably hadn't driven in years. But yeah, she's putting her money away for a rainy day. Yeah, see, that's the type of shit Prince be doing. And he never tried to go out there and brag, hey, look what I'm doing. Never. Maya said Prince was very helpful to her. She said right before he passed, said he had some good advice for me. Prince also went and bought up a bunch of apartment complex in Oakland and fixed them. And then he also bought up the old ballet school in Harlem and had it fixed up. And nobody ever knew how it happened until after he died. That man was definitely an angel, and I miss him. I miss him a lot. Yep. He never ever said who, because he said Jehovah Witness, we don't like to tell what we do. He said so. He just went, paid for it, had it fixed up, and never said who it was. And then the apartment complex, they was about to lose the apartments. He went and paid their bill, got the apartment fixed up, and they were like, who is this? Like, who is doing this? So anyway, guys, here, Cat Hollywood. Can't, can't see. I'm so excited I just to be. Granddaddy IU, S and P's brother. Man, oh man. Y'all black folks, man, white folks too. Not just black folks, but black people, man. You gotta take care of yourself, man. Like we dropping like flies, dude. Dropping like flies. So y'all better freaking eat healthy, man. You gotta eat healthy. Eat clean. Detox yourself. You know? Try to just do vegetables for a week. then switch up and just try to do fish for a week. You know, cut out sodas. It's just creating toxins in your body. Mhm. It's nuts, y'all. All these black men pretty much dying at the same time. Like, it's crazy. Hip hop legend.
My eye was gone. I miss him every day. Yeah.
But I miss him every day. That's it.
Oh, sugar.
Rest in peace, graduate. Love you.
My sweet honey had to go.
Rest in peace, you man.
And when my IU is not here with me, I'ma have the time. Yeah, I do. Oh, I know he loves me. I guess he's all mine.
When does IU rap on this damn song?
And soon you'll be knocking me alright.
Oh, hell no. Where's he at?
Partying hard and having fun. Females, I need more than one. Straight up and down on a serious tip. I ain't with no relationship. It may sound like a diss, but believe me, it's not. Matter of fact, I really like you a lot. But it's a dead issue for you to pursue. Cause yo boo, I like you, but I like others too. The heartaches, the breaks, the pains, I don't need them. Instead, give me some head and a whole lot of freedom. I like to swing, I ain't with no commitment. Parties, ladies, and beer by the shipment. But when I do my thing, you get mad. Call me on the telephone, sounding all sad. Don't mean to hurt your feelings, my dear. But listen here, I'm the Mac of the year. So if you have plans to settle down with me, I guess you just have to.
And there's too much